Now, a lot of people don't want to pay taxes. They don't want to pay taxes for people that are in a bad part of their life. They don't want to pay taxes for people that are not only in a bad part of their life, but that won't do anything for society because they're lazy. That I understand. I mean, I understand if you're going to be working and you're going to be working hard to do things for other people, then yeah, I would be terribly angry that I have to pay some sort of pay out of my paycheck to go towards people that are lazy fucks. But the thing is that those people that are lazy fucks have children. And their children may or may not be lazy fucks too. But the thing is that it's not all the time that these children of these lazy fucks are actually lazy fucks. There are actually people out there that are children of lazy fucks that want to make something out of their lives, want to do something, want to do something with their life in order to help society as a whole. Um, let's see, if there was a child that was born into a family, and this child is not the smartest child in the world, but pretty smart, has an opportunity to go to college, but through benefits from what he gets from taxes and stuff like that. He's not smart enough, or she's not smart enough to get scholarships or anything else like that, but they're just about smart enough to get into a mediocre college. So, let's just say this person has the chance to get into that mediocre college with taxes that come to them through other people and through the government. That person will eventually get to some point of their life where they're making an okay GPA average, probably around a C or C plus, and they eventually graduate. They work for a small company, a small software engineering company, or a small electrical engineering company, or small company of some sort, or maybe they're a teacher or something like that, and they wind up putting into society, they wind up having children, they wind up having a family that is better than their own, that is better than the one that they grew up in, that is better than the parents that they came from. The parents that they came from may have been lazy fucks, but this one person was not. And it was all because the people that have worked and they did contribute to society, they were able to help this man or woman to get to a point where they can break free from their parents who were lazy fucks. Now, let's just say this person and this person's parents never got the money that they needed to just get by. Well, let's say that were to happen. The parents that were lazy fucks continue to be lazy fucks because they just are lazy fucks. They wind up having a child or children, and that child or their children wind up growing up on the streets. And they wind up growing up on the streets because their parents don't want to do anything to work. And they wind up on the streets not only because their parents don't want to do anything to work, but because taxes don't go to this lazy parents' children, or these lazy parents, for their food and their nurture and everything else like that. So they wind up on the streets, and they wind up selling drugs, and they wind up ruining other people's lives in order to get by in society. Now, tell me, which one is the better one? Which one is the better option? Are you going to work for these lazy fucks and apparently help not only these lazy fucks, which isn't what we want to do, but their children who may not be lazy fucks themselves that will eventually benefit the future generations? Or would you rather be one of those people that say, I'm not going to pay for those lazy fucks, when disregarding their children that may not be lazy fucks and turning that whole entire family into a generator for evil to be done in the world, for violence, murder, drug cartels, drug dealers, and stuff like that to happen. And eventually, this family will make the rest of society not only worse, but it will make their children worse in this family. And therefore, this will just generate more and more evil. So tell me, even if you are working very hard at the job that you came from and everything else like that, and you came from an okay family, or you came from a good family, or you came from a family that was middle class or upper middle class or middle class or lower middle class, and you don't want to pay for these lazy fucks, would you rather pay for these lazy fucks to generate more good for society and maybe more good for those children that may not be lazy fucks and may want to do the same thing for you? Because they will create and innovate and teach your children maybe in the future. Would you rather that happen? Or would you rather these lazy fucks and their children generate more evil into society and generate more and more destruction, so these lazy fucks and their children can just turn more and more people into lazy fucks and into violent murderers and criminals just like them? That's the question. Me, honestly, I'd rather give a buck or two out of my paycheck, whatever percentage it may be, and give it to these lazy fucks for their children.